using magma cubes for the first time in a build. I've never seen that done before. So that was a new tactic brought to you by Sunny Bacon Gaming. What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Bacon for Sunny Bacon Gaming, and today we are broadcasting from the Nether. The reason for that is due to a very special reason, and that's because we're going to teach you about piglins and make a piglin trading farm. If you haven't ever made a piglin trading hole, we're going to show you how to do it. And if you haven't messed with piglins, we're going to show you everything we know about the piglins. But first, before we make a trading hole with the piglins, we're going to teach you what we know about the piglins. So in order to do that, we need to go find where piglins spawn. Let's go find some piglins. Now, by now, you probably know that there's all kinds of new biomes in the Nether. And the basin biomes and the warped biomes, piglins do not spawn. But if you come over here, they will spawn in the red crimson areas. That is the first thing you need to know about piglins. Piglins will also spawn on some of the new fortresses. If you happen to find one of the new fortresses, I haven't even been lucky enough to find one, but if you happen to find them, piglins do spawn there. So here's a group of piglins right here. Now, we are obviously in creative, so they are not attacking me right now. But if we would go into our settings here and change over to, we're on easy. If we change over here to survival, they're going to attack us. Now, that's because piglins don't like players unless players happen to have gold. Now, they do like gold. Now, if you don't want this to happen to you guys, all you have to do is simply wear some kind of gold armor. Once you put on gold armor, they should leave you alone. These guys are already agitated, so they're not going to leave me alone. But what we're going to do, we're just going to run away from them. Once they lose interest in us, we should be able to walk right back to them perfectly fine because we're wearing gold boots now. And as you can see, why is he running from me? Kind of weird. As you can see, they're not attacking us anymore. They're just going to kind of sit here and look at us, walk past us as nothing is wrong. So as long as you're wearing some kind of piece of gold, whether it's gold boots, gold pants, chest, or helmet, you will be perfectly fine. Now, likewise with piglins, let's go back into creative so we can spawn some stuff in here. Likewise with piglins, you can trade with piglins, and that's why we're going to be making a piglin trading hole. All you gotta do is go up to them, barter, and they will look at this pretty shiny piece of gold here, and they will give you something in return. This time they gave us crying obsidian. So they have a whole bunch of different drops. We will go over what drops they offer later on in the video. The other thing that you can do is drop gold, and they will pick it up and do the same thing. They will like any kind of gold. It doesn't matter what kind it is. You can drop nuggets. This is also a good way to get piglins to where you want them to go. Just kind of make a little golden nugget trail. And you can pretty much get them to go wherever you want. You can drop swords. You can drop armor. Pretty much anything gold they will like. The other way you can move them is if you watched our how to move villagers. They can be moved the same way. Put them in a minecart and transport them that way. Just make sure you're wearing some kind of gold armor while doing so. Now, the other thing you need to know about piglin is any kind of gold block. It doesn't matter what the gold block is. It can be normal gold blocks. It can be gold ore. It can be nether gold ore. Or it can be the new blackstone that has gold in it. But any of these blocks, if you have them in the nether and you happen to mine them, you will make the piglins angry. It doesn't matter what they are. It will make them angry if they are near you. Like I said, we're obviously in creative, so they're probably not going to get angry. But if you mine any of those... Oh, you heard them get angry over here for a second. Now they're somewhere. But they will get angry if you mine any kind of gold block when they're near you. And I mean, as you can tell, there's gold everywhere in the nether now. Here's some right here. So if you would sit here and mine this, it will make the piglins angry. Alright, now that we're back here at our nether portal, we will go ahead and build this piglin trading hall. This isn't a super simple build to make. It's not super hard, but it's not super simple. And it does cost quite a bit of materials. This is an original build by me. I've tried a couple different ways of doing it, and this is how I found that worked for me. If you guys find a different way to do it, let us know in the comment section. I'm sure there's 1,000 different ways to build a piglin farm. This is just how we did it, and we wanted our own design, so here it is. For our design, you will need about a stack of glass, about a stack of solid blocks, it doesn't matter what kind of solid blocks, roughly 40 hoppers, 2 redstone torches, 7 rails, and that's a rough estimate because you will need a couple of extras to get your piglins over to where they need to go, and to get some magma cubes. You're going to need 2 powered rails, you're going to need 6 chests, 4 warped pressure plates is what I'm using, any kind of pressure plate will work, a minecart with chest, and then a normal minecart, that way you can move your piglins and move your magma cubes. Now, we're going to come over here. And this is where we're going to build it at. Obviously, we're in a basin nether biome that does not spawn piglins. If you want to build it in a biome that has piglins, it would make your life a lot easier. I'm just going to build it here because this is where our portal's at. So, you can build it where your portal's at, or you can build it where there's piglins. Whichever one you guys want to do will work. It doesn't matter. So what we're going to start off with is we're going to kind of come down here, and I'm going to just go ahead and place my chest in first. I think that's probably the easiest way to start this, is putting in your 6 chests, just like so. Might as well get the collection system in first, and just have it done with, and you're just going to put a hopper in each one of those, just like that. And then you're going to run hoppers all the way across here. And there we go. We're running some hoppers across like this. Okay, so now we got our storage system already done. Pretty simple. Now, next thing you're going to have to do, you're going to have to decide how big you want this. You can make this as large or as small as you want. It doesn't matter. It's completely up to you. So what we're going to do, I'm going to put 4 piglins in this system. So what we're going to do is I'm going to kind of pick out where I want my piglins to stand. And we're going to put one here. I'll put one here. Put one here. And then I'll put one here. So I will need a couple more hoppers. So there we go. Now, what I'm going to do is come around here. And kind of build a little frame for my piglins. Just like so. And then I'm going to take my glass. And I'm going to kind of split the piglins off. Now, the reason I'm doing this is so that they can't mingle back and forth. We want them to stay in one set spot, so we're going to just put some glass between them, just like so. Now, this is where you're going to need a whole bunch of hoppers, and I'm really sorry to have to do this to you guys, but go ahead and pull that glass out temporarily, and you're going to place some hoppers just like this. Now, piglins, I have found, are not the smartest creatures when it comes to bartering. So, you're going to have a few different hoppers, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put hoppers basically all the way around these piglins because, like I said, they're not very smart. So, this is what I'm going to do with my piglins. Once again, if you guys find an easier way to do this, definitely let me know, because this takes quite a few hoppers to do it this way, but this is how I came up with doing it. So, like I said, I want hoppers pretty much all the way around my piglins just because I found that they're not the smartest mob. So you have piglin here, and you're going to put hoppers all the way around this piglin. Make sure their hoppers are running into your storage system in one way or the other. There you go. So I'm gonna just run this one here, there, and we can run one, I don't know, run it into that hopper, I guess, and then into here, just like that. And this, like I said, where your piglins gonna stand at. So we're gonna put a hopper there, hopper on that one. And then we'll go hopper, hopper, hopper. Now we got our little chambers of where our piglins are gonna stand. Like I said, sorry that it took so many hoppers, but with them not being smart and they try to drop items in spots that they don't need to go, this is how I resolved that issue. So, what you're going to want to do now is now we got where our piglins are going to be standing at. I want to actually bring this out one more. Kind of like that. And then what you're going to do is you're going to have to use some of these magma cubes, so they're kind of fun to get. But I thought it was an interesting way to do it. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to come up here. And I'm just going to kind of start building up my walls here on each side. I said we gotta get ready for these piglins to get in here. We don't want them to be able to get out of this area at all. I'm going to show you the finished farm real quick. We do have a finished farm down here. So this is my finished farm. And as you can see, all of our piglins are secured in place. They can't move because they can't jump up. So that's how we're keeping them in. So what we're going to end up doing is your piglins are going to stand here, and we're going to have a dropper right above them. Secure them in. So we're just going to kind of build up just like so. You do want to have this build up a couple high, and we're going to go ahead and put a dropper in, which is one of the things I forgot in the material of this. So once again, I apologize for that. So let's get some droppers. You're going to need 4 of these, just like so. And you're going to put your droppers just like that. Now, if you trap yourself in like me, fine, just break your hoppers out. And go ahead and place your droppers in on all 4 sections. Just like so. And we can go ahead and place these hoppers back. Now, if you're doing this in survival, you won't be able to have all your hoppers in place right away because you're going to have to get your piglins in here. I'm going to spawn mine in since I'm in creative. But you will have to get your piglins in. Going in through the front right there would be the easiest way to lure your piglins into that area and then be able to pull them out from there. So what we're going to do from here, you're going to come back here behind and you're going to put 2, not like that, 2 hoppers off each one of these droppers. Just like so. I'm going to cube out of the way. And then this is where you're going to place all your rails at. So what we need to do, we need to get a nice little rail system going here. Just like that. You're going to put a powered rail on each side. And then you're going to put normal rails all the way across here. You're going to want to take your redstone torches and put them on each side here. Just like that. That's going to power that section right there. Now, above each one of your piglins, you're going to take a pressure plate and put pressure plate on each one of these droppers just like this. Now you're going to want to go around this whole section here of pressure plates with glass. Just like so. All the way around. And you want this to be too high. These can be solid blocks. It just depends on how you want it to look. All of this can be solid blocks if you want. I like to see my mobs, as you guys know if you've seen any of our other videos. So you could do solid blocks with all this. It could be dirt, it could be netherrack, it could be anything. You just need this too high. And what I like to do with magma cubes is just like this. And there's a reason for that. And you're going to see that reason here in just a little bit. So now we got our powered rails and we got pretty much everything in place. But we need our pigmen. We need our magma cubes. Now, obviously, we got some open spaces here. I would go ahead and block this off right back here. Don't cover your hoppers. Just like that. Block all that off. That way the piglins can, when they throw their stuff, it don't get lost. And then we're going to block it off here in the front too, or you can leave it open. Kind of depends on how you want it to look. We're going to go ahead and leave it open for the purposes of this video. Why does this one look different? I don't like anything to look different, so I'm going to actually put some blocks there. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and build kind of a little staircase here. It will make our magma cube expedition a little bit easier. If we go ahead and just build the steps here now. And then go ahead and put some rails all the way across just like this. This one can be open. That's going to be where our first magma cube goes. Go ahead and bring the staircase all the way down here. Can't do turns off of that. And there we go. Ah, man. Okay, so let's make this a little bit easier, I guess. There we go. Okay. I have an awkward little section. I guess we can just knock some of this out. We already know we got one magma cube over here, so we're going to utilize this magma cube. Wait, where'd he go? There he is. So now what you're going to do to get your magma cubes is we're going to get a minecart. Apparently I didn't grab it. We'll put it right there. And then I'm going to get me a sword. And what you're going to want is you're going to want the really small ones. Just like that. So magma cubes are pretty dumb. You can kind of just put a minecart there and they're going to eventually jump into it. Now, obviously you guys are going to be in survival, so I'm going to show you how to get these guys in survival as well. And actually, honestly, it's a little bit easier to do in survival, so watch this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put, you need 4 of these. We got 3 of them here already, so what we're going to go into survival here. And now the magma cubes are going to start coming towards us. Got one in there. Come on, guys. There's another one. And let's get the last one. There we go. We got all 3 in there. That's how easy it is to get magma cubes in minecarts. So this is when you're going to need all your rails here. I didn't bring enough rails with me for survival. So what all we're going to do is we're just going to kind of build these little rails here and connect them up to where we left off at on the last one. It's right there. And then we're just going to kind of give our little magma cube guys here a little push here. I mean, you could use power rails for this, but you probably will need power rails here close to the end. Just because sometimes it doesn't get quite enough going up. So let me get a redstone torch here. So we're going to put a couple powered rails right here just to get a little oomph for it before it gets up there to the top. So there we go. Let's push him up. This guy will go up first. Oh, we still didn't get enough oomph. Okay, let's add some more power rails here. Needs more speed, I guess. Like I said, the reason I'm using magma cubes is just because I haven't ever seen anybody use magma cubes for anything, so I thought it'd be interesting. That's the sole reason we're using magma cubes. So he will come up here and they will normally drop in. This guy did not. You don't get them to drop in, you can kind of nudge them a little bit and normally get them to fall in where they need to go, maybe. There he goes. He kind of fell into where he was supposed to go. But just like that, there we go. First one's in. We're gonna do the same thing for the next one. So let's go ahead and get some more rows here. Get this guy nudged over here. And I would definitely recommend doing these one at a time because of how the rows are set up. This guy didn't fall in either. We're not getting enough speed on them, but that's fine. Same thing with this guy. I'm gonna go ahead and break that block out. And give him a little nudge. There we go. That one went the wrong way. Do not hit these guys because they will die if you hit them. So keep that in mind. And there we go. You just have to wait for him to get to where he needs to go. And we're going to be right back. And once we get the other two magma cubes in, we'll be right back to show you what you do next. Okay, welcome back. We now got our fourth magma cube in here. So what we're going to do, we're going to hit right next to him just like that. And then all I'm going to do is just cover them up so that they don't jump quite as high. Just like that. So now we got all these guys in here. Pretty easy, honestly, as far as magma cubes go. Honestly, I would rather work with magma cubes than villagers. So now you're just going to put your minecart with chests there. And that's going to go back and forth just like so. Now, pretty much the only thing we have left to do is get our piglins in here. So let's look for piglins. Like I said, you're obviously take these piglins and minecart them or distract them clear over here. I'm going to spawn them in just like this. I don't know if baby piglins will work as well because he can get out. We're going to just let him get out. There we go. Adult piglins cannot get out. Babies can get out of a 1 block square. So I wouldn't use baby piglins. I would just use adult ones. And now we're pretty much good to go. So what we got droppers there. Magma cubes are going to power it. All we got to do now is add a whole bunch of gold into this system. So if you happen to have a gold farm or you just have to, you mine a whole bunch of gold in the nether, which is super easy to do, especially if you're looking for ancient debris. It's super easy to go a whole bunch of gold. Just put gold in there. It's going to go into the hoppers, into the droppers. And then as the magma cubes drop on it, it'll give the gold to the piglins just like this. They'll look at it just like so. And then once they look at it, they will throw something into your hoppers. And then it's going to end up right over here. Now sometimes you will get extra gold ingots in here. And that's fine. That's because the piglins don't always use all the gold ingots. Because the magma cubes do jump a little bit faster than what the piglins can trade. Just pick it up, put it back in your system. And you're good to go. Now, this is why I would leave it open. This is not a foolproof system. I did everything in my power to make this the most foolproof system I could to where we would have no waste. But piglins aren't the smartest and I cannot figure it out. If you can figure out how to fix this issue, definitely let me know. But like you can see right here, this piglin has a couple gold ingots. He's just refusing to pick up. Once again, step up to him. Grab the gold ingots. put them back into your system, and start over again. Now, obviously, you can AFK here. If you do AFK here, you might lose some stuff. For the most part, you're gonna get everything out of it. I don't know why this baby is sticking around. I guess because there's gold here. Go ahead and get rid of him. But for the most part, you're not going to lose anything. Just that there's a gold ingot here that you can pick up. So if you just check it every once in a while, you won't lose anything. But that's how you barter with them. I'm going to go show you what all you can get from them. Because just in that short time, we've already got that much stuff. So it's a pretty effective bartering system here. But we're going to go down here. This one's been going the whole time that we've been building that. Let's see how much it actually has obtained. And look at this. This is pretty much every single thing you can get from bartering. How all the golds come in here. Once again, you just pick it up and put it back into your system. Easy peasy. You got some champion boots that you can disenchant for XP. You got nether brick blocks, you got ender pearls, you got nether quartz, you got fire resistant potions, soul speed, which you can only get from bartering with these guys. Got a whole bunch of leather, a whole bunch of string, a whole bunch of soul sand, flash potions of fire resistance. I mean, you just got so much stuff that you can get from these guys super, super fast. Honestly, the best thing I think is the leather and the crying obsidian. Crying obsidian is just a cool block in my opinion. I really enjoy this block. I might end up using it and build at some point. It's just kind of a cool block. So this is an easy way to get crying obsidian. As you can see, we got more gold. I'm not 100% positive that the ingots aren't coming from the piglins because I didn't have that much gold in there. And we're getting more and more gold ingots. So they might give us gold ingots. Don't quote me on that, but we're getting a lot of gold ingots here. It could be what I put in, it could not be. You do get gravel. I mean, if you want to make some, if you want to make glass, you got the gravel, or not glass. If you want to make concrete, you got gravel for it. Iron nuggets. Like I said, magma cream. And another one that's kind of interesting is the fire charges for making rockets. That's what you can get. Just like this one, you do have some waste because they don't always go into the hoppers. Once again, just pick it up and throw it back in. Actually, I guess that's because the hoppers are full. This farm is so effective that they have successfully filled up the hoppers, which is why we're getting some waste here. So, there you go. Using magma cubes for the first time in a build. I've never seen that done before. So that was a new tactic brought to you by Sunny Bacon Gaming. That's what we got for you on this video, guys. If you guys enjoy it, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. And until next time, guys, stay crispy.